Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Another video. Welcome to a new month and a new trading week. Now, what do we have here today? I'm just looking at these charts. Pretty interesting day today. We had an up day, then we ended up pulling back. No executions on my end. I just watch when I could, and I stayed out today. So, how did today turn out? We had some decent price action, but it's the first day of the month, and did not expect much. So it's kind of a low probability day. Another up day. We closed above the highs. We ran the previous daily high from pretty much early out, and then we ended up reversing. And it's only in New York that we kind of just took off again to the upside after selling off. So, like I said, I did not get to capitalize on any trades today. If you notice, this is the daily chart and the 4 hour on this side, and we ended up closing a little bit above the previous daily high. Now this is Tuesday's candle, and we ended up already pulling back, but I'm expecting this week to probably roll over bearish, and we have some sort of a pullback, but giving it some time, maybe a little further down into the month before we get that actual turn. So let us see what we get going into um, the rest of the month. It's early out, the first day of the week, first day of the month. It's the same thing on Nasdaq 100. So we did create new all-time highs again, and basically all of the indices, all of the futures, we created all-time highs. And see now, like I said, we ended up rolling over. So let us see if we can recover, or if this is just going to be a continuation and June is going to be a down month. So today ended up selling off there. Checking the 1 hour chart now. This is gold. Checking the 1 hour chart on Nasdaq 100. So we had a small gap up, small new week opening gap, and we just ended up just running up. I did not take any trades at the gap open. We came down into a level and we just run up. We ended up pulling back in New York, like I said, and then pushing. And see this first, basically this first 4 hour candle, or this is the third 1 hour candle, we actually pushing down again. So thinking maybe we come down for these lows that we left down here, because we came pretty close to there, which was weird. We came so close to those lows and we ended up did not getting those swept. So I was watching a little bit during that time, but I did not get to participate when we ended up coming down there. So we had this low and this low that ended up getting induced before we ended up running back to the highs. Now that is on the 1 hour time frame. Going down a little bit more detail to the 50-minute chart. This is what we look like. Like I said, this looks like a proper distribution at this time. Let me zoom in this a bit. So if you notice here, this is where we open, like I said. So new week opening gap right there, running up. You could have take some buys from there, you know, to capture this part going into Asia into the midnight. Then we ended up tapping there and rolling over during London coming into New York. So this part of it would have been a beautiful sell if you managed to get in. But no trades for me. I did not wake up. Then buys in New York after the sell off. This was a bit manipulative before we ended up running up, but this was a cleaner entry right inside of here, and that put us into new all-time highs, and we ended up coming back down for the PM session and see coming down right now. So quickly now go into trading view. Let us see how these opportunities look on the 1 minute time frame. So like I said, I did not like the open. You could have capitalized there, but I did not like this. I was watching all the way through here, coming all the way up, but I did not choose to enter because I did not know what the bias would have been. So I just stayed out, and we ended up doing this. And by the time we got up to here, as noticed, we started to range out, and I just decided, you know what, let me just call it a day. Not going to try force anything. And then now by 2 we ended up rolling over. So I did not stay up past here. I think I went to bed somewhere around here. Now this was when we traded up into this week and ended up rolling over. So sell from this 4 hour open, coming all the way down, and then we end up consolidating pre-market going into New York open. So this 4 hour open at 6 here, we ended up manipulating up a few times, and then we ended up pushing down to close right here for the 10 o'clock open. So close bearish, and I was watching here and saying to myself, I don't know what we're going to do after we spike down here, because I was expecting a strong recovery right around 9:30, and we did get that recovery, but it was really quick, and I did not decide to jump in like that. And then I was watching here at 10. We had a nice inversion here, but what I was thinking to myself is that why should I trust this buy when we have the equal lows resting right here? Plus the 4 hour did not manipulate much, and if I look to the left here, this is another level that we came pretty close to without actually sweeping the liquidity. These lows right here. So I did not take that trade, and we ended up just grinding all the way back up. You could have gotten an entry inside of here, but I did not, because I shut down the laptop right around here. Was watching on my phone a little bit, and then I just say, you know what, let me just call it a day. 11, we continued up. Midday, pull back, another long entry right there. Pull back again, and then another long entry going into the PM session. And then we roll over at 2. 2, no manipulation, just breaking back down to come back to equilibrium. So that is how we close out Monday of the first day of June, and that is where we end today's video. So not much to go over, no action, like I said, no trades to go over. There were a few opportunities, but not inside of my time window, so I could not capitalize. But thank you guys for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the next review. Peace.